Well, hello, and good morning. We're back. I don't know exactly what day this will air. I'm trying to offset some of the things I'm doing with Lorette. So, welcome to A Jewel Design. This is Jolene, and we are continuing on with the flip-flop. You probably are getting really tired of seeing these, but that's what we're working on right now. And for once, I get to work with my digitals instead of always just creating them and showing you, the printouts. You get to see the work in progress. Now, please forgive me if you watched Tuesday's video. I had zoomed in a little bit, I guess, and everything was just a little, off. The bottom corner was missing, the whole time. I'm so sorry. So I did zoom back out. You can see more of my mess. So you can't see all the close-up details. I'll make sure I bring it up to you if I really want you guys to see something. But, yeah, sorry about that. Can't win. But I did prep some stuff. I went back in, and when we left, we were debating on trying to figure out how to use this. And, it's a coin purse, or coin pocket, and great for journal cards and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to bounce it off the paper, fold it out. I don't know. I couldn't find a way to use it, guys. So it may just get tucked in somewhere else at a later date. I might just close it up as a little envelope, and we're just going to tuck it in somewhere with a bunch of fun little things that might be left over from the kit. I may have some fussies and labels and digitals and things I may just stick in there, and whoever buys this can finish up fine-tuning. But I did find some things. I'm now bouncing along between two different signatures. I got my second inside signature and my back, my back, third major signature that I'm working on. And because as I was looking for one, I started working on the other and what the possibilities are. So I can say, if you didn't watch, we finished our cute little journal card for the front pocket, which actually slides in and out really well right now, so I'm really stoked about that. I did go ahead off camera and finish the little mini inside signature. Did some paper, added the ribbon, plenty of writing space right off the cover, right, of this tiny little mini inside. Didn't do much. It's just a little bit of writing, a little pocket, a little bit of writing space with a cute little signature in the middle, right? Another card, and then the cute little vellum back flip off the tip. So just a little something to finish that one off. But now it has its full little mini signature ready to go. It's sewn in. So we'll cross our fingers on that one now that it's in there. But it definitely makes it stick out. That's how it just naturally sits. There's no, closing it. So I am going to work on finding a way to close this. I'm going to think about a way to glue ribbon here and maybe glue ribbon here somewhere and be able to, tie it closed. Find a way to put it together and tie it closed so it doesn't, do what I just did and flow it off. So that'll be a fun thing to see if I can find a way. I had an idea. I don't know what it was, though. Something where, I would put some ribbon here long enough out to be able to come out and, tie it here. So, I had some pretty ribbon, and some, not ribbon, but yarn that might work really nice to keep to that vintage feel, warm and cozy. So, to sort of keep it, bowed together so it doesn't, move around so much. So, we'll see. Or as a whole to where, just put these two together maybe. Just like that, So, you open it, untie it, keep going, something fun. Anyway, so we did that. This one's done. Hopefully, I don't go back and try to add something to this. We'll see what kind of inspiration these create. I may find out that I get really crazy with these two signatures, and I need to go back and do something with this one. I thought I did a pretty good job, but we'll see. So, there's still a back cover to this one that could use a little work. This back one, needs a little something, but we're getting at it. We're working on it little by little. So, today, I do have two projects prepped and ready. So hopefully get a little bit more done. It's not so hectic, maybe? Who knows? I do it, then I still don't know. So what I ended up doing with this piece of paper that was just hindering all thought process and was throwing me for a loop. Because where did it end up going? Goes in this one, right? Yeah. So this is the one where I felt like I had pocket on top of pocket, and I was a little frustrated, right? So, I gotta fix that paper clip. So what I decided is we're going to collage this one and stick something in it. We already have a card for that one, right? Which is a pretty signature here. And then I did end up taking that other side of the pocket and making it a double. So you have, you know, you put that one in the back. You've got this little guy cute in the front. And we have some and plenty of writing space above it. That is the goal. It's just to leave you guys writing space on these pages and not use it all up. So you got writing on the back. We'll collage this front a little bit, maybe collage it up a little bit, stick a card in it, and still plenty of writing space. So that is one thing we're going to work on today. For sure. What else did we do? Yeah. So there was that. This was the fun. We did a lot of fun stuff back here. We've got this. We have those layers off the Wildflower book. Not Edith Holden. Sorry, I said that all last video. It reminds me of Edith Holden just because of the type of paper it is. But it is actually a Wildflower book. And then we have that, you know, cushion. So we'll see if we keep adding to this. We still have to do this one too. I've got to do some kind of lace or fabric cluster on that pocket. Sort of mimicking what Lorette did. So, and then I have a cute project over here. So, we have a piece of flip, whatever, that we're going to cover up on this white piece. And then we have some pocket, and we're going to sort of decorate and cover up the calendar piece on this end. And I cut these out. I stripped them up so that they can actually be folded out for more continuous writing space. And this one, actually, if I can just remove the Wednesday part, maybe I'll remove this remove some of this. Wednesday the 24th is still sort of cute, even though it may not be the right day. It is the 24th of the month, so maybe that'll be fun. I think I'll do some white out and some washi up there, so maybe we'll just leave the number 24 on this one. But we're going to do a little bit of a washi on these pages, so when you flip them, you give a little weight to flip it open, and then you have all that writing space. So that's how I sort of removed another paper pocket, right? And I have all of these, actually. I have all these cute hollies, so I think we'll use those actually up here. We'll just leave the 24, and we'll put some holly strips up on the top where there's any really weird dates. Diary and work record is fine, but we don't need the 14th of whatever, We want the 24th, but I don't want the rest of it. So there we go. So how are all of you? This could be on Thursday. I'm hopefully when I'm working. Oh, here we go again. I'm off the page again. While I'm working on this, I haven't actually gone and done the flip flop work with Lorette yet. Jeez, it's gonna be one of those days. And so I don't know if she's having us set that up for Friday, or Fun Friday again, or whether that's going to be the following Monday. So depending on what day that scrappy event was, determines sort of when this one comes out. So you'll either see me over there first and then here, or vice versa. Who knows? But I thought I would go ahead and what we might do is leave this a little bit up, so it's a little bit of a tab. And I just want to sort of decorate it, I guess. I mean, I never realized how much I don't like constantly having to collage and cover paper until I did a flip-flop journal. I was like, oh, yeah, that all requires layering and covering up. And I am so used to making pages that are ready to go that I don't do any of that. Like, I don't know. So I'm sort of thinking a little bit of something new. Every once in a while I try to add a new element of paper to this so that... I don't know, it's just adding old and new to it, right? So anyway, yeah, no, I do know. I was like, And I know why I was keeping this page, I just realized, because there's words on the back. See, Northern Lights, let it snow. That's okay. I liked this side too, though. I think I was making copies because, maybe. Sort of want some ripped. I want things ripped. I want things distressed. I want things, a little rough. Because the paper is so for sure. But, yeah, so we have a scrappy envelope project that goes with these to help put any ephemera or extras or goodies, or just as a thank you to this kit when you buy it. And that reminds me Diana, thank you for buying one of my journals. I have a client customer, Ivy, who bought one of my vintage rose journals that I did last February. And then Diana just bought my pink wildflower journal, which I thought was really, really sweet of her. So I got to get that out. By the time this airs, of course, it will already have been out and hopefully almost in her little hands. Because that just reminds me, I gotta go find that kit. Ooh, can't forget. Oh my goodness, that'd be bad. I meant to have that out today. Well, it'll go out tomorrow. Surprisingly with Halloween, it seemed like all of the guys around here are UPS or FedEx. They just seemed to like not want to work yesterday. It was like, oh, we'll just make it a travel day or something. And I'm like, no, that wasn't the option. No one said you could not work. Sort of bugged me that nothing wanted to show up on time yesterday. Like nothing was to be delivered yesterday. It's like, oh, it's today or Wednesday. And I'm like, why? Why are you waiting so long to get to me or whatever? I thought it was sort of weird. Not one thing wanted to show up on Monday. And some of it I needed. I was like, okay, well... So, the day I'm filming, of course, everything in the world is showing up, and I'm off camera again. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to put this guy down here. We'll do a little of this up here, maybe. Which I don't care for it up there. It's all ripped on the same side. Don't like that either. Okay. I mean, by collaging, it should have a little bit of a differential, right? It should be a little different here. I don't mind it showing a little paper, I guess. Which is where I really should just glue it down and take my chances. But I know the moment I do it, like I just saw, a potential of something different, like I'd be upset. Because I'd be like, oh, I already glued that down. I'm sort of stuck. I'm wondering if that's the best one, though. It's like... good on the red, but then it still blends into the rest. And that would be where maybe a bit of lace down here. Like something needs to break that up. Oh, that's sort of thin. But it works, I guess. I feel like it needs to be light and airy. Yeah, I have the perfect lace for it, but I'm holding on to it and it's driving me insane. See, I have this, and this is for the binding. So everything I have is very white otherwise. Okay, well, what if we did... a little of that, maybe? So what are you guys all up to? Did we enjoy our Halloween? Did we enjoy the Day of our Dead? No, November 1st. Whatever fits the fancy. Halloween was a little rougher than we expected. Yeah, it went off well that day. In the sense of, like, they got all dressed up, they got out, they had fun. High school did pretty good. They didn't have too many non-participants. I mean, they had a lot of non-participants, of course, but throughout the day, they either got to get dressed out of it as they went to PE, or they had to, you know, they went to school normal because they had to dress out. You can sort of like it up like a tab, like a... Not that it gets open. This is not getting open, so it's just sitting there, so I may not leave that there. I may just cut it off later, but trying to see. So it wasn't bad. You know, she wore a flat Converse, so because the character sort of totally, you know, accounted for that. We're going to make that work, guys. We're not going to overthink this. Oof, we're just not going to overthink this. So, and we are going to close it. We're going to close it up because I do not want to have things falling out. So yeah, no, I mean, she was comfortable, and we dyed her hair pink, so, like, she didn't want to wear the mask, so she still wanted to represent. I know she, you know, the oldest had a good time at the high school. The youngest one had a good time. No, but not a whole lot of people in her own grade level knew who she was. The younger kids did, which we thought was sort of weird, because she comes from the character comes from, like, not a mature, but, like, 12 to 14-year-old level. At least it's rated that way. So it's not really for the little kids. It's a little much even for her. Sometimes, I think. But her sister watches it with her and I watch it with her. So, you know, she's guided. She's She's been, you know, parental control type of deal. So, which was really funny when she'd have a little kid come up to her and she'd be like, oh my god, I love your character, blah, 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 it's one of my favorite shows, or whatever. And she's like, thank you, but really? Like, why are you, like, you're 6, you're 7, what are you doing watching this, you know? Unless the character she chose, which is one of the younger ones in the show, in the TV animation, is slightly a younger feel. Like, she's still 16, but she seems very younger, a little bit more, not naive, but just more innocent, right? So, maybe that's the case, I don't know. But, so, you know, people would be walking around trick-or-treating, and people would be like, oh, I love your costume. She had the wig on, the boots. She had the full ordeal, but she's really cute and short red hair. Who knew? My little blonde. It's a cute little bob for a wig, and it's a pretty red. Which, I was redhead for a while, so it sort of seems fitting. But, yeah, no, she had a good time. The boots killed her, though, because that's heels. Haha. Heels. She's like, how do you do this, Mom? I don't get it. Carefully. You just do it, you know. That doesn't look too bad. I think I'm okay. Alright. And, but she made it through, and then she had a break, and then, you know, we went back at it, and she was like, ugh. We did try, though. I should have stuck to my plan. I knew we wouldn't have anybody to trick-or-treat with this year. You know, friends were all doing their own thing, and I should have just stuck around the house, and we should have just gone trick-or-treating. We were running a little behind, and went to a neighbor's house real quick to say hi, because she was having a party, and with teenagers and stuff, so I thought maybe, you know, the kids would get a kick out of it. But my oldest was not having it. She was like, I'm not in the mood to be social, I guess. So it was sort of weird. And then, but she's an introvert. She really is. So it's really hard to get her out anyway. And then, my best friend invited us to go downtown to like a Candy Cane Lane area where they deck themselves out for Christmas a lot. And, they started picking up the Halloween too. And it's almost like this, like an HOA thing. Like, you live here, you have to do this. Like, you have to decorate. So they went all out this year. I guess they did it last year, but they really went out this year. So, we got asked to go. And at first, my oldest was like, yeah, let's go. Sounds great. I don't think she realized, though, like, how many people would be down there. So we're running late. We go by my mom's. We, you know, get oohs and ahs there. We hit a house or two because we have friends and neighbors over there. And, so then we get in the car and we go downtown, or to this, you know, Candy Cane Lane for Halloween. And it's crowded. I found parking pretty easily once I figured out where I was. I kept getting lost on the wrong street. I was on one end and my girlfriend was going to be on the other. But anyway, I found parking and I told her, like, hey, I found parking, da-da-da. And she's like, okay, great. She goes, I'm working on it. We'll meet you up. So I said, okay. Well, so we parked and we went, you know, I got onto the Candy Cane Lane Severson group. And I said, okay, well, here's where we're at. And she's like, I am still looking for parking. And I'm like, oh, God, okay. So the thing, because we didn't go together and we didn't find each other right away, like, my oldest was starting to get really antsy. Like, she was getting really anxious. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Forgetting she's, as well as she adapts, she is an introvert. She keeps my routine, don't like to deviate, don't like a lot of people, especially if I don't know them. And there was a lot of people down there on that street. And I thought, well, we're sort of in the middle, we're okay. She saw a friend of hers, so she was really stoked. But her friend was, like, on the go and was like, well, I'm here, and oh, it was great to see you, but kept going. And she's like, oh, you know, and it threw her. I'm like, well, honey, she may be on, you know, maybe she's on a deadline, and, you know, our friends will be here any minute. And then all of a sudden, fireworks. I'd heard a few when my girlfriend was trying to find parking. She's like, why is there fireworks? And I'm like, what? Well, someone was shooting off the illegal, up in the air fireworks. Yeah. And my oldest went berserk. She was like, hell no. I don't do fireworks, Mom. Like, I don't want to be here. And I'm like, crap. Okay. So, yeah. So I text my friend, and she's like, yeah, I think I finally found parking. And I said, we can't stay. I go, it's too many people, and there's fireworks. And I'm glad we didn't, because it didn't stop, I guess. They kept at it the whole evening. Someone was shooting off just loud loud mortars and the big ones that are up in the sky. And it was like on one end of the street, but we all could see it and hear it. Like there was, like even up here, like we were trick-or-treating up here and I could still hear them like down there. And I'm like, yeah, that's bad. Because the wind blows like up towards our house. It's really funny. It takes all the sounds from downtown. It could be a football game, the works. We can hear it all from the house. It's so funny. And, so, yeah, I don't know. She flipped. She decided that was it. My youngest had a slight moment earlier in the day, early in the evening, when she realized that her dad would not be home to count the candy with her. He wouldn't be there to pretend to steal food, steal the candy, which he always took stuff. There were certain things he just, like, it was like part of rite of passage. Like, those are your father's, you know? That's what he gets. That's what he, his tariff for, you know, his tax there for, you know, going through your stuff. That's cute. I like that up against that. That actually looks really nicely. Okay, well, that wasn't so bad. Is it on camera right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually really good. I like that. Okay, so at least now I know a little collaging on the pockets sort of help. I almost want to collage something maybe up here. Maybe we'll do a little cluster with those same pieces of paper because I have leftovers to carry it on. We'll do a little cluster up here. Okay. Yeah, so it didn't go well. So I'm kicking myself. We should have just stayed put. And, I don't know, right? You don't know. And I had no plans. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're having a party over here. And, oh, we're going to go do this. And come along. You know, 'cause everybody's trying to help. And they're like, oh, you should come, you should come. So, and I asked my daughters, like, I let them make the choice. Like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. Except it wasn't. We already have a lot going on here, so I guess put it on this side. Yeah, and then it wasn't. Until it wasn't. Great idea until it wasn't. But what are you going to do? You don't know. You just don't know. You don't know until you do, and then you go, oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Or that wasn't as successful as we thought. Or, so, yeah, I wish, like, we were running late. I don't know how we got behind schedule. And then, like, I should have just gone over to tried to get over to my mother's right away, and then, get back to the house and trick-or-treat. Everybody was downtown, though. Like, by the time we got back here, it was almost, like, it felt like it was almost 8 o'clock when we were getting out to trick-or-treat, and no one was around. There was no kids. They all came out at 6:30 when we were trying to get ready and out the door, and then, like, that was it. Like, it just didn't. They just didn't. It was very odd. My parents had a good turnout. They said they were running out pretty quickly. But yeah, I think a lot of kids, like between 5:30 and 6:30, 6:30 to 7, and then they all went downtown. And I was like, ew. Now I could. There's another one. I was wondering if I just want to put it over the edge, but if it's not thick enough, it's not really gonna work. I don't know if I want another pocket. Ugh, right? Because by itself, I don't know if it'll stay. It won't stay on its own without a paper clip in there, but I am terrible at these. So I think I'm just going to glue it down. I'm not going to. I could try to glue it in a way where maybe it makes it a tuck, but I don't think with this flimsy paper it's going to work. So we're just going to cut it. We're just going to cut it, and we're going to keep it simple. Keep it simple, folks. So I sort of regretted not sticking to my original plan and keeping it simple for us, because by the time I got home, I went back across the street real quick to say hi to our neighbor, because she was so sweet to invite us over, and I'm at a moment of adulthood since I didn't get it anywhere else, and they came home and bickered at each other, and you know, I bombed. I failed. I didn't have my what's you want to call it? I didn't have the, what's the word? Flashlight. When we were at Sevenson's, I should have had my flashlight on me. I realized as we were crossing streets, I didn't have it. I just didn't. I bombed. I bombed left and right, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find those moments where I totally screw up because I'm used to him thinking about it, or I don't know, trying to act as if maybe it didn't matter, or not actually didn't matter. I don't know. I failed. So that made it worse because then they were off and they didn't feel right, and as the day went on, like, it was occurring to Sammy things were off, and I don't know. This is what happens when things sort of show up unexpectedly, and you know, I'm used to most of the landmines. Lizzie was having one earlier, and I knew there was something off. Her whole temperament had changed all of a sudden when we got home from school. And she's getting, you know, she's calming down and stuff, and I'm just like, what's up with you? There's nothing. No, you're back to this behavior. What happened, you know? I go, there's something off, and that's okay if there's something off, but you need to talk to me. You need to tell me. And so finally she, like, well, I just realized, da-da-da, and I went, oh. So we had our moment, you know. She got teary-eyed, and I said, no, I just did your makeup, and or I was going to do her makeup, I guess, and then I'm like, no, you're going to mess up my makeup, you know, and she's like, oh, no. So we had that little moment. We had that, oh, that's gonna be a bummer, and oops, it might be the end of that ribbon. Oh, but super cute there. Now, I can go horizontal on the page. I mean vertical. God, I don't know the difference. I could go horizontal and make it more, and I could do it that way. See, now you know where I want to put that? The moment I went horizontal with it, right? Where's the page? You know where I want to put it now? I want to put it over here. Oh my gosh. I want to help with the tuck over here, and I either want to put it layered over. See, it doesn't really go with that. And those were the pages that went with the other side. But that's a good idea, though. I think we have a potential of something there, because the other side has stuff. So yeah, I'm going to have to really decorate that back side. That's what I figured it would happen. Okay, so I still think I like that. I designed it as a vertical, so I think I'm going to just glue it down as that. But I think I'm only going to glue about 2/3 of the way, so if we wanted to tuck something up there, someone could. I'm not going to say me, because I'm running out of things to tuck. Yeah, and this stupid head cold thing is just not kicking. It's really annoying. Every time we do, and it's sugar-based at this point. I know better, but oh well. So, we had some trials and tribulations, and we made up for it. Tuesdays, you know, it was November 1st. It was Dia de los Muertos, and our house anniversary. So, Sammy had to go to school. Not super stoked she had to go to school, but I was like, you have art class, and you have a new project, which helped her. Like, okay, well, yeah, I want to go do that art project. I said, yeah, I know you do, so let's not miss any more school there. So it's cute. You've got that there. You could tuck something up underneath, like put something up and add a cute paper clip to it, and that would help keep it in place. And then it matches that, goes with this. We have that, and it's nice and simple back here, because it goes into this. Like, I don't think we need anything else on here, because we already have so much going on that side. Okay, so that we need to find something to tuck into. I added this little... Added that vellum washi with a fabric, just to break that up a little bit, since the other half has a little washi here. A little Christmas tree, but it sort of pulled up the greens from that. Okay, so there's this, but I don't know yet, so we're not going to get into that, because sewing this one is going to be fun. There's so many different layers. Oh my goodness. And I put all the fabric in the back. Is that sort of funny or what? It'll be fabric. Well, there will be fabric here. I think I'm going to put fabric on this one, too. Fabric and lace combined to keep this one that sort of frilly, whatever. But I love that. I know it's upside down, but it's still pretty. Really love how that one turned out for a flip out to work it. So, all right. So I'm going to tuck this one aside for a moment. Not done, but it's there. Oh, and what I did do was go ahead and I did finish doing the sticky and distressing this one. I'm still not sure exactly where I want to put this belly band in, whether I'm going to center it, you know, in the middle of this, or up, you know, offset it. I feel if I offset it, like I need to put like something on the bottom, but it may very well be holding this. It may very well be where we put that, so we'll see. So I'm still debating on that. I haven't officially plopped it in there yet. So, all right, we're getting there now. This one, I just realized, it is on the edge, but it's inside a lot. So that one we don't see. This one, on the other hand, is on the outside of this one, so you definitely see it. And I have the other one, which also sticks out on the back side. So I'll show you that here in a minute. So besides this, yeah, I went ahead and added that big old long one. I don't know if we'll cut the bottom off or not, but I may leave it. So, all right, we are working on 2 different things. We're going to do this one first to get it out of the way. And so all I did was take one of my scraps and fold it around, and then added this poinsettia, and we're going to put a little washi on the bottom to help blend it, and some paper. So, you know, we're going to do that kind of thing today. So I hope your week's gone well. Your first week of November is, since really most of the week is November, only one day of October, which always throws me off in my planners. I'm like, ugh, one day. So I normally just rework that week to where it says November, and I just know that Monday and it says the 31st is, you know, it's October. We know. Alright, so I did cut this and distress it for the most part already. It is one of my faded Christmas at your door pages that I had something left over on, and I felt it was just the right, because I have all this weird white fluff. And I figured I could cover a majority of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Front and back. So you do see some of it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Get it nice and tight. You know, I could decide to put a little washi on something, but we're going to just sort of collage it over here. I hate to cover up the, what's it called down there, but it is what it is. So I may put something else here if I find something to layer up as we go along. But on this side, we're going to put this offset, 'cause I had a piece left over. We're going to glue it down, and sort of be able to center everything on center on center, and then we'll put this guy down here to help bring it all together. So that's that, to sort of cover up that flap and make it not so right? But what I do want to do, I just realized I didn't do it to the other one. I'm sort of kicking myself. Is that I hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. What can I do for you, my love?
Can I plug in for now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Love you.
And that would be my little one. On her day off, because the elementary schools did not go to school today. Here I'm recording, due to the fact they're smart and they don't want to do a cranky, sugar-induced, coma, whatever. My kids are pretty good, though. I know one had a lollipop or two. And I want to say my oldest had a little bit, but I don't know if she did or not. If she did, I didn't catch her eating it. So I don't know how much she actually ate. And I just realized I'm distressing something I'm covering, because it's such a default. Let's get to the outset that I'm not covering. I'm like, it's such a default. I don't know if she ate a lot, but we were all coughing quite a bit, last night, which you can probably still hear it in my voice, so sorry. Voice isn't perfect, but what can you do? And I waited for my throat to be perfect. We might not ever get back to this. Head colds can sometimes last forever on me. They're mild. I can have the worst, nose irritation forever. Or was that way when I grew up? I don't get sick, maybe once a year, but, I could have a runny nose for months, which made no sense, but that's what I was stuck with. Crazy. It wasn't like I was sick the whole time. It was just my nose would be temperamental for months. So I sort of wish I'd done this to the other one. I may go back in that first one where I did all that cute ordeals, and I might go back and see this one. Oh, if I'm like, that's not ruin it. We're going to sew down here, so I really don't think I need to do it. I just did on the outside, but I don't really know why. Just default, I guess. It's just a thing I do. I gotta be careful I don't forget what I was doing. I've already flipped it around going, eek, don't mess that up. See, there you go. Once I'm going to break it up, it's fine. It's just getting to that point. Now, I don't know whether to glue this or glue this. That's where I'm like, which one's going to make more sense? Do I glue this thing I'm going to glue to, and maybe it makes it easier? Maybe. I really want to get the one side in nice and tight, and then I can go in and do the other side, I guess. Glues are working better. Rain possibly today, and on and off the next week. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, of course, but yeah, that's the potential there. Finally. At least we're getting into November, and the weather dropped considerably, and it wasn't as bad as we thought on Halloween. I mean, the girls were moving around, so it helped. I think we ended up standing around too much, like, which is what we started to do. When we went to go meet my friends, it was like we were just standing there, and she was like, this is going to get cold. And I'm like, I'm a little warm. I'm got too many layers on. So I was like, this is going to be fun. Now I can do this one because I know exactly where it's going to lay, and I'm not going to worry about. Yeah, so I don't know. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but then again, I had a sweater and a tank top and jeans on and boots, so not a heavy sweater, but a sweater. At first I had a jean jacket on over that even, because I was really afraid of getting too cold. But when we came home, we didn't go that far, so I really didn't need much, and I was okay with it, but, yeah, it's all in all, but it stayed cool throughout the night, and so there's a chance of rain this afternoon, so I'm sort of stoked about that. I'm hoping we get it. So I'm going to have to work this year. It's going to be combination between the heater and the rain. Now, do I go all the way up? There we go. And let it, I don't know if I like that rough. I feel like if I do that, it sort of ties both in. I don't mind the page date on that one. That's up there. Yeah, we're going to make it do. Right, we're not going to fuss about it too much, people. I can't. It is what it is. It's the joy of it all. Joy of the art, the collaging, all that fun stuff. I'll start in the top and then I'll work my way down because I don't want to. Here we go. My daughter's like, what is this with? I'm like, yeah, use it to your glue. Help press down on your glue without getting it all over your fingers. I'm trying not to do that today. Haha. Of course, this is not cut straight either, so this is going to be a little fun. I think we'll glue both ends. Oh yeah, there's so much red glitter with this. Oh my gosh. Who knew? Well, I hope everybody's enjoying this. I hope that someone decides that maybe a flip-flop is not their thing to make, and they wouldn't mind one, or to give one as a gift to someone who may enjoy writing in it, have the fun, the uniqueness of it all, you know, because it's not your standard. Want to do a little journaling, or just wants to find ways to add cards to it, or I don't know, teach them a crafty way to work the journal. That's when we'll want to purchase it. I haven't sold the fall one yet. Like last time I checked. So Diane was nice enough, and she was super sweet, and bought my pink wildflower journal one, which is going to make a great gift, whether it be for her or for herself, or whether she's giving it away as a gift. That's a really great one for this, just to give to somebody. There's a lot of pages in it. It's a semi-naked, so hopefully in the January, February round, I will do the other ones. We have a multicolored, a blue, a purple, and a green one that I plan on making. Very similar to what I did the pink one. Just different flowers and different goodies. Different layout. That one was a little temperamental, so I'm going to have to get really crafty with the rest. But I have all kinds of different, like from file folders to Amazon bags for covers on those. I pulled a bunch of different things depending on the color, so that should be pretty cool. So I am stoked about that. So like I said, I have to get that out to her, and then so hopefully it gets to her pretty quickly. She's just up north of me. She's not that far away. We're on the same coast, so she'll get it pretty quickly. So yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go, a little decorated flip. Now normally someone would probably you're supposed to add to that, and you're supposed to like flip out, which I don't ever think about that till after the fact. I just think about decorating the flip itself, not about adding to the flip. So that's something I have to work on. Here I had the perfect opportunity to flip out something else, but all I have is journal cards. I don't know. And mine is this thing, right? Which again, I debated on this one actually. I debated trying to figure out how to do it where it fit. So I was trying to go, okay, well I can't do it that way, so it has to go like this way. So it's sticking out here to open it up here. And I was like, it was getting really complicated really fast when I got off last time. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So how are we doing on time? Oh, 40 minutes already. Doesn't take long. I guess I better get going. I really wanted to show you the other pocket, but it won't take long either. That one isn't as bad on the clustering. I sort of already know what's going on with that one. So I did try to get off the camera last time and lay things out and like have it sort of prepped and ready. So when I came on, I knew exactly what I was doing with you guys. I wasn't completely, but I do need to find a fussy for this. Not right this second, but I do need to find a fussy. That one's too big. We do that on the other side. That doesn't look good. Alright, you have to find something that maybe doesn't blend in too badly. I do have this one if I cut it out. Or even just distress it as a little bit. Maybe that'll work too. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me see. A little distressing first, or maybe just distress it like an easy cut and then just glue it down so you can see it. Like, so you can tell it's there. There's a little bit of a spot where I feel it needs to come up a little bit. Like I need to get a little bit in here. So I still follow most of the, there we go. I see, because I'm going over it with all the thing, it does take down some of the white. Ooh, it fell sort of in place where I liked it right there. I'm trying to help lessen that harsh drop off, but I want to make sure it. Alright, we'll do this really quick. Trying to stay, and I'm gluing and stuff off camera. I'm sorry. Terrible. I know it's up here at least, but let's just do that. Alright. I have to stop thinking about it so much. I mean, because I do realize it's going to somebody, right? So I keep thinking I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect. Okay. So we have front. This is somewhere in the middle. I got to figure out where it went. And then this one just flips out for writing. I probably should distress the rest of it. Got a lot of detail. I have a lot of little detail work to work on after a while. Okay, but this stays here because it is this. All right. Okay, so what I figured, put the puck on the bottom here, right? So, of course, I means I put something else in there, but I wanted to do a combination of that. I think the word, and that's like I wanted to definitely make sure we covered as much as of the April and May, and put a word in here. Blank days left, didn't really matter on that one, but that was sort of the gist of that, and I think I was going to try to use this somewhere too. Oh no, this goes on the other end, maybe. Where's that going to go? Oh no. I just realized, I'm like, what was I thinking? I put it all in here because I was going to use it. Well, I know this is a tab for over here, because I want to be able to make this page sort of stick out. And there's 3. But I think I wanted to do something with this to cover up anything I didn't want to see. Alright. I needed another layer up there or something. I had it all, but now I'm not so sure. Oh no, you know what? This goes to these guys. Goes to this part down here. Okay. I'm like, let's not get too confused. This is what happened. The only downside about prepping and then like coming back to it, you're like, did I remember what I was gonna do? I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to forget what I was doing. Alright, well, I hope you guys are having a great beginning of November. I hope that things are going well for you. I hope you're crafting your little fingers off. Whether it's the last minute fall, journaling in your fall journals, if you do fall journals, or just making memories in the journals you do have. You are prepping all your Christmas, whether it's designing for sale, whether you are doing the journals, doing whatever we need to do. Trying to cover up a majority of the dates. I don't really want to see April or May. I'm going to do that and that. Maybe. I don't remember which way I was going to do it. Of course, I don't remember which way I was going to do it. And that's going to stick out. Maybe I knew it was going to stick out. I'm going to have to cut it off. I didn't want to cover up the wording. One of my dictionaries from my vintage Christmas, one of the first ones I ever did. Has joy on it. We'll do that. Glue it down. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, liking, loving. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I know I have a couple of you that popped up and let me know. You saw me and heard me on my mom's channel over on Laurette Chandler Vintage Paper Girl and decided to pop on over. I really appreciate it. I hope I can continue to give you some new insight or a new way, or just get to see the digitals that I work on. You know, the digital side of it all. I still put it upside down, didn't I? And that they inspire and that they intrigue. And then on the occasional, the journal with me is like we are doing today. That they are, I don't know, that my life gives you something to listen to in the background and watch what I'm doing and all the crazy that I struggle with, or, you know, whatever. But I really do appreciate all the newbies. I appreciate the loyals that keep coming back and the comment, hit the notifications. I really appreciate all that. And I am going to trim this off because it is going to unnerve me, and I know it's going to get ruined. So if I don't, it really will just get beat up. So we're going to glue it down the best I can. There we go. I don't mind usually when it goes down, but coming up, yeah, I'm going to make sure it's glued pretty well because it is in the corner here, and we don't know just how much is going to get tabbed with stuff. So. Okay, there we go. So that covers that up. Makes it fun. And then we said we would do one of these guys. I don't think I have a skinnier one ready to go. No, I don't. Okay. No, I don't think I do. I have a green one, but I don't think it's wide enough. And I've used it a lot lately. So I think I'm going to do the reverse so it's not so obvious. I might... Right now I'm going to cut it perfect. Or try to cut it perfect, haha. Yeah, me, perfect. And I don't think I'm going to distress it, because I think if I do, it's going to make it really obvious that I'm covering it. I keep it sort of, but I do have to cut around this edge a little bit, so that it doesn't block the 25th too much. 2022, well, it's the same way either way. I think I took too much off that one, so it's, let's see if I can fix this a little bit. There we go, it's a little bit better. I can trim it off the top, and I can trim, yep, there we go. I'm going to make it white across the top, and I will just, we're going to fold it in a little bit. It will not go across, it will just get in the way, it won't even stay down, I know that much, on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I am going to use one of my borders from my, oops, there we go, journal card pages. The journal cards have that extra outer border, and trimming them off really carefully will make great pieces to border, frame, washi areas. I'm really enjoying it. I've done it a couple times now. So these are the outer edges of the, I can get it. That's the wood piece, and then that's the trim, and that is the outside of the journal cards, one of the journal card pages. I have 3 of them. So see, so I've been cutting out the wood, I've been cutting out the trim, I've either added it back on, or in like this case, I'm using it as washi. So the page is not a waste, even if it's a little odd to cut out the journal cards. I've been enjoying the potential of, my head's in the way, sorry guys. We're just going to do that. Just sort of notch that out. I'm going to have to go back and get this corner really good, because it is going to get, probably my luck, so much glue everywhere. There we go. So we have the 24th, and then I don't know, I think we're going to do the outside so you see it, and you know to hopefully flip it open. So I can either go to an angle both ways, which I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to cut it at an angle. But then I'm like, wait a minute, that's alright, it does end it, and I'll distress it, and I'll take care of the problem. I've got to this side here. I'm going to slightly try to fold it just a little bit so that I know I have the exact same angle. Because if I don't, I'm going to have two different angles, and that will irritate the poop out of me. Sort of like doing Gail's, you know, take the corner of your tag that you cut off and flip it over and put it on the other side and you get the same angle. Yeah, sort of the same trick. So, let's turn it right side up though. Alright, so we're just going to do this like little tabs, little envelope pieces, so that you know there's something there, but hopefully you'll go to grab it and go, oh, it opens up. So, that is my hope there, which of course I folded this back. So how are we doing on time? Oh yeah, we're at 15 minutes. Okay, so here's the gist. I finally found something to do with these pages where I felt that I didn't have to make a bunch of pockets. We're going to let this be a writing space and we're going to flip it out, but I did add a pocket to the other side, which isn't that funny? Didn't want more pockets, but yet I added pockets on the other side and turned the pockets into a flip down. So you flip it down and you have all this writing space. In the meantime, you have it up here, okay, so you can see it. We covered up anything that was sort of odd on the info side. April and May don't do us any good, right? I'm like, April and May, if it happened to be December, that would have been sort of cool. It wasn't. And these were an old calendar writing pages that we found in some paperwork where we were cleaning desks out. Every scrap to get used, except for these little guys. I don't know what this was. Oh, I'll keep that one. I'm like, oh, I'll keep that one. Okay, so there's that. This is ready to go. Yeah, it's going to need another tag or journal card. Now, I could be like really heavy over here. Put that in there once it's done. But then you do lose the writing, and it may be hard to write on that side, so we don't want to do that. I am debating on making a quick writing board for this, though. See what scrap papers I have left, and make a long, skinny writing board for this, because there's going to be some weird spots. So there's that. We have this here. So I need another piece of my... Oh, gosh, I hope I have more. I'm like, did I finally run out? Wow. That's a first. I'm going to have to cut more border. Oh, no. Or after all of that, I got all excited. And that... Oh, it's right here. See, I had the whole piece and I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so how did I do that? Make sure I don't... Oh, it's on the bottom. Okay, perfect. So we'll do the same thing again. Except this time I have to cut off the white. So there we go. We're going to do this. And I'm going to add a little tab to this page. So there's something else that sticks out as just a reminder, I guess, that there's a writing space right here. So I think that will be of great help. I hope. I hope. So I know we're catching along. I'm going to have to do the next quite a bit next on my own, because I definitely know that if I have to keep doing this on camera, I won't get far enough. I can bounce around a little more and not worry about if I'm on camera and all that stuff, but we definitely need to get this going and get going, because I know you're getting tired of seeing this, so I want to get it done so you guys can just enjoy it, and if someone really, really loves it, they can then, purchase it and use it and give it to someone who they think would really enjoy it this season, because that's the whole point, is to share the love. Oh, okay, I've gone on and on, right? So next time you see this, it will be in a flip through. Hopefully, it'll be either on my channel and or Lorette's. I know the goal was to try to show it off together, them done. But we'll see who gets done first and how the other one's doing, and we may just have to divide and conquer on that one. But we'll play that by ear, and we'll see how everybody's doing and how everybody's enjoying the process, because I know, being November 1st, we are right there. We are getting to that point where we need to start picking out our presents and our goals and getting things done. So thank you so much for loving, liking, commenting, watching, passing it on and sharing. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we're just gonna truck along and enjoy November and all its glory and all its crafting, and all the holidays are to come. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, and possibly a weekend, depending on when, like I said, I put this up. So yeah, enjoy every moment. Enjoy the weather, the fall, the winter, the whatever you might be getting already. And we'll just talk to you guys very, very soon. I'm trying to show you my final project over here, but I'm making a mess. There we go, right? All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much, and we will talk very soon. Bye-bye.